We know innovation. Breakthrough, first-of-its-kind innovation. And when we push the boundaries, we push with purpose. Our work is always rooted in your needs. Innovating to solve real-world problems, to make your business more adaptive and agile. So as we enter the age of AI, where what was impossible yesterday is expected today, SAP is innovating to empower you. Turning rigid workflows into flexible paths that understand your goals. And creating custom experiences made to match your preferences. Changing fragile supply chains into resilient networks that predict your needs. At SAP, we see AI as the catalyst to unlock your potential. Empowering you to pursue your biggest, boldest visions. And bringing out the best in every business. Bring out your best. Please welcome to the stage, Mohammed Alam.
Thank you. I've just realized, after 3 practice runs of this keynote, that this really is a test. It's a test of resilience to be here for the product leaders of SAP after a full day and 14,000 steps. I don't know how many steps you guys have done already in this large conference room, to see if we can excite you with this keynote and the demos we have. But we're up for the challenge, and I'm excited to be here. My first keynote on this stage. I think I'm going to try to negotiate an earlier time next year for all of us, because I think we're keeping you from the evening activities. But I'm excited to be here. Excited, but also humbled, because a couple weeks ago, we actually celebrated the legacy of and said farewell to our co-founder, Hasso Plattner. And it's just amazing to see what the company he started 52 years ago has become. And it truly is an embodiment of the customer centricity and the sense of innovation that he's really brought to the company. And my commitment to him and my commitment to you all is I'm going to continue to drive that sense of innovation and that sense of customer centricity for the next as many years as I'm here with SAP. So let's talk about innovation then. Let's get you excited. Hopefully you're excited. Christian this morning talked about innovation from the lens of the C-suite. I'm going to look at it from a slightly different lens, a lens that brings together the end-to-end picture, because that's when we believe true value gets unlocked. True value, which is what Bayern Munich did when they looked at transforming not just, or driving success, not just on the field, but in their digital transformation when they modernized their employee experiences with SAP SuccessFactors, and modernize their customer experiences with our Sports One solution in SAP Immersives. Or it looks like what Mahindra Group did, who, leveraging RISE with SAP alongside business technology platform and integrated business planning to form an end-to-end whole, drove innovation, resiliency, and sustainability as their goals for the organization. What you'll find in both of these stories is that it touches on more than just one aspect of the business. To put it in super simple terms, a business, most, if not all of them, exist to either build a product or deliver a services. To do that, they have equipments and assets that build those products or services, which they sell to their customers, B2B or B2C, or both in some cases. And of course, to build the products, they need some materials that they buy from their suppliers, and the employees pull it all together. And they need a finance system to be able to make sure all of it adds up. The picture that then ultimately forms looks neatly componentized, but the reality is that each part of the business is deeply and intricately connected to all the others. It's like a human body. a pain or a lack of function in one will certainly impact the other. And unfortunately, these days, when there is a disruption, or two or three, the impact can be felt all across the organization, and that disruption is happening across all aspects of the business as well. Whether they're macroeconomic challenges, geopolitical pressures, or increasing regulatory and compliance pressures as well. And certainly not the least of which are technological advancements like AI that's putting pressure on all of us to make sure that we're driving the right innovation across that end-to-end process. It's not just hard, it's largely impossible to react and respond to these challenges in just one area of the business and still be effective. Systems pulled together with heavy one-off integration efforts are not as resilient or as agile in the long run to deliver the value and the benefits that you're looking for. Interestingly enough, if you think about that, solving for the whole is what the original definition of ERP was. And that's what SAP still offers, now in a modularized and composable manner, with solutions that cut across all of your core functions with a level of breadth and a level of depth that's hard to match, including industry capabilities on top, supported by a very robust partner ecosystem. And the picture that forms, if you think about it, is just a different view of our corporate strategy that Christian talked about this morning. With our best-of-breed solutions put together into a best-of-suite in a composable and modular manner, we allow our customers to drive true digital transformation as opposed to running systems integration projects disguised as digital transformation. One great example of this is Grow. Grow with SAP. Grow with SAP has deep, out-of-the-box functional capabilities that you would expect from an SAP solution. It's intelligent with in-context AI and across-the-board Joule capabilities. It's seamlessly connected to SAP Business Network, allowing you to connect real-time with your trading partners. And yet, it's completely extensible both inline through update-safe extensions, as well as through BTP as the extension platform, because we know that no two businesses are alike. Which is why I'm personally really excited about our announcement in the morning that SAP Sales Cloud capabilities and our SAP Concur Expense capabilities are now natively integrated and available to all our Grow customers. So let's see that in action, and please join me in welcoming to the stage Suneet Photo, who's going to walk us through the demo. Suneet?
Hello. Today I'm going to talk about some of those Grow innovations that we've just heard about from Muhammad. How can AI help you in your organizations? Allow me to show you. So imagine you are a sales representative looking at your current sales opportunities. This is basically my go-to hub with everything I need to get through my daily tasks. I can see the successes, but I can also see where my next big deal is at right now. These are all the deals at risk with a lower opportunity score. The opportunity score on the tiles indicate the probability of winning an opportunity for me. And what I see is that my deal with 4 wheels is already in the quotation phase. As it has a higher chance of closing, I'd like to prioritize it. With the help of AI insights, I see what the issue is right away. It's inconsistent communication with my customer. These bars here show me a declining trend. And the probability of winning is lower than I'd like it to be. So as I know that my customer is already waiting for a quote from me, I'll send the quote out right away. I want to do it nicely though, and I also need to be quick. So I'll use generative AI to create an email draft. What you see right now is that it pulls from past interactions I've had with my customer contact, Maggie. Looks very good to me. And the mail that I just created plus the sales quote will be sent out directly to my customer contact. And they must have been really excited because 4 Wheels accepted the deal right away. And this is the part I really love. Not just the confetti, we love it, yay, but more than that, a sales order is automatically created from Sales Cloud and sent to S/4HANA directly. And I can pull the confirmation in real time from my cloud ERP. Good. Now, we've won the deal, and we are sending a consultant to be with the customer. Business trip equals expense report. And if I was to ask how many of you love to file expenses, I'm sure all hands would be up. So I'm not even going to do that. But what I'll do instead is I'll show you how AI from SAP will help our consultants, make our consultants' life much easier. So right before I'm with my customer, I can easily book my trip in SAP Concur. This will create a report for me using my trip details. As I use my corporate credit card, say a Master's card, I can see Concur's AI automatically build a report. Hotels, taxi rides to your customer, airfare, everything is added to Concur automatically, and the app even notifies me in real time. And if you take a customer out for a business dinner, Concur's AI knows that participants need to be added using built-in audit and compliance checks. Now, a list of my most recent attendees makes it much easier for me. With a tab, I just added Abigail. I review, everyone is in, and now I can easily review all my expenses on a chronological timeline. Very easy to review, very easy to submit. On stage or off stage, your expense report will basically write itself. We won the opportunity. Our team members are traveling to deliver work, and their work is getting billed. And there's just one more question for us to answer. Are we profitable? Thankfully, Joule can support your financial analysis. As you will be using SAP's end-to-end portfolio, Joule is capable of high-value use cases that put incredible capability in the hands of your employees. Let's take a look, take out the guesswork, and look at some real-time facts. So to keep tabs on the project profitability, I'd kick off the day in SAP S/4HANA Cloud. Here we go. I'm sure you all see it too. The recognized margin is actually the below the planned margin. Let's find out why. Just like that, I'm in the project profitability review booklet. This app addresses the most common questions that any financial planner might have. And as there's a lot of underlying data here, I'll ask Joule to analyze the booklet for me. Joule just analyzed a total of 22 projects across 11 different locations for me. And what I understand is that some of our projects performed below expectations. So we want to get started on this right away. So let me ask Joule which projects to tackle first. Joule then gives us the profitability KPIs for the 3 projects we should prioritize. Great context, but now I need Joule to filter the booklet for me. So Joule just filtered the booklet accordingly. And with that, I can see the issue right away. The planned margin for these projects was 27%. And I see that only one of our projects, the Digital S/4 project, missed the margin slightly, whereas the others had a higher deviation. These insights are a great base for me to discuss the root cause together with the team. And now I'll show you the beauty of Joule. With one click, Joule will summarize the whole analysis for me. And then I can just effortlessly share it with my team members with the Microsoft Teams function. It's available in S/4HANA Cloud and now also in Joule. Just like that, I've shared it with a team member, and I'm done for the day. Okay, so to recap, some of the innovation I just showed you. Using SAP and AI, you can manage your opportunities better, you can make your consultants more efficient, and you will gain financial business insights at high speed. And all of this will be available for you through Grow with SAP. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. And with that, back to you, Mohammed.
So best of breed, available as an integrated composable best of suite. As I said before, the solution works for customers both large and small. And a great example of this is PwC, our largest S/4HANA public cloud customer. They use S/4HANA public cloud precisely because of the depth of capability and update safe extensibility, allowing them to develop truly market differentiating capabilities. And speaking of large customers, the sales application that you saw in this demo is our next generation reimagined modern intelligent sales cloud V2, which we're already seeing tremendous traction in the market. And as the product leader at SAP, I'm really pleased to announce that it's that application that we're implementing internally at SAP to run our sales and customer success organization as well worldwide. Now, you might think that's a given, what's so exciting about it, but I had to really convince our BDM of our sales organization and earn the right from a product perspective to get this deployed for SAP. So thank you, Scott. We remain, as SAP, deeply committed to the customer experience domain, both because of the strength of our products, and secondly, because of the differentiated value it unlocks in having both front office and back office work seamlessly together. So let's shift gears and talk about AI. And why not? Because everybody's talking about it, right? So we should talk about it here too. AI has the potential to fundamentally change how we work and how organizations operate. But for it to do so, we believe it requires three core things. Number one, is it high value? Meaning, can you enable use cases that can deliver value back to the organization? Number two, is it easy to adopt and available in context of where people work? Because without adoption, all it is a great science project. And number three, equally important, is can you trust it? Meaning, does it produce reliable results, or is it, for instance, suggesting that you put glue on your pizza to make your cheese more sticky? I think I'm going to stick to product as my core profession, not stand-up. The answers to number two and number three are very hard to go get. Number one, you can find almost everywhere. And it truly requires all three for it to be present, for you to go from what the potential of AI is to actually seeing the results show up in your organization. There is, of course, a number fourth as well, and that is equally important, which is whether it's done in a way where it keeps your data secure and private and executed in a responsible manner. And that really is the core promise of SAP Business AI: relevant, reliable, and responsible. With our applications spanning the breadth of business processes, we believe we're uniquely positioned to help you move from this journey of what the potential of AI can be to your organization to actually realizing value from it. To make the results more trustworthy and reliable, we're investing in developing an SAP foundation model trained on business data with consent from our customers to augment the large language models for what they've done on publicly available text. This allows us, with the combination of the two, to provide reliable results that are very hard to get otherwise. We as SAP are committed to helping you through this journey of realizing the value of AI from all the hype and talk that's there about AI. We see this honestly not just as an opportunity for us, but really a responsibility on us to be able to deliver this in-context, high-value AI because of the trust you've placed on us to run your most mission-critical business processes of your organization. So let's see this in action. Our next presenter is going to show you these in-context AI capabilities. But alongside that, I'm also excited that as part of this demo, you're going to see in action what we're envisioning the experience is going to be of the announcement Christian made this morning, that we're bringing the power of SAP Joule and Microsoft Copilot together. To show you this in demo, please join me in welcoming Megan Fife to the stage. Megan?
As Mohammed mentioned, for AI to be valuable to end users, it needs to be within the flow of work and produce meaningful results. Let's see how AI can improve the manager experience and empower them to make data-driven decisions and drive organizational success. As a manager, I want to host a project kickoff event for our 4Wheels account and assemble an internal team to support it. However, I've never done something like this before, and I don't really know where to begin. With just a few keywords, our revolutionary new AI crafts a comprehensive goal plan tailored to my unique needs. This isn't just a plan, it's a roadmap to success. Whereas before, I would have been staring at a blank form, with AI, the timelines are automatically generated, paving a clear path for me to follow. Definitely much easier and much more impactful than trying to create a goal on my own. We all know short-term deliverables like these require cross-functional, agile environments. So to manage the project launch and keep track of performance, I set up a dynamic team. However, I still have one key team member with critical skills missing. I can leverage Joule to find the right talent with the right skills to fill the gap and set us up for success. I look for somebody within our organization that has advanced product design. While Joule's access to deep learning AI pulls in several employees with the right skills, I can see that Sarah is already local to the product launch. I can easily view additional information about her in our new People Profile UX. I can see her work history, additional skills outside of product design, shout-outs from others. I can even see that she's not planning to take any vacation until after our project launch, which is perfect. Whereas before, I may have had to look for several places to find this information. With the new profile, it's easy for me to see a clear picture of who Sarah is. I can get in contact with her and her manager and see if she can join our project. As the work continues, I need to give constructive feedback to a team member, John. I share with him that he has a lot of enthusiasm for the product. However, he really does need to make his presentation a little bit more engaging. Providing constructive feedback for a teammate can feel daunting, but with the AI writing assistant, it becomes an empowering experience. The AI helps craft actionable comments and advice, transforming feedback into a powerful tool for John's growth and improvement. With the support of AI, my team is assembled and ready to go. But to make this offsite meeting a success, innovation and efficiency are key. I need to pull data together across different solutions and share it with my team right away. We are bringing together the power of Joule with Microsoft 365 Copilot to transform how employees get work done. First things first, we need to open up a collaboration channel for our team. We have Joule leverage Microsoft 365 Copilot to add the project members to a new Microsoft Teams channel, so everyone can stay up to date on the latest information. Before I start planning our offsite meeting, I want to understand some basic HR policies around daily travel allowances in expensive cities like San Francisco. Rather than interrupting my workflow to go somewhere else to look up this information, I can simply ask Joule, and it will summarize the policy specific to my organization based on the data within Joule's document sourcing capability. Oof. I may have to rethink where I'm going to take my team to dinner based on this information. To kick off the off-site preparations, I need to find the ideal week in August for our project launch. Joule, utilizing the bidirectional integration with Microsoft Copilot, will analyze everyone's Outlook calendars, identify a suitable week, and send calendar holds to all of our team members. With August fast approaching, it's crucial to provide my team with travel options as soon as possible. Joule knows who's local to the project and who has to travel. It already has location information stored within SAP SuccessFactors HCM. And for those traveling, it curates options through SAP Concur. I no longer need to go to several systems to make this event a reality. It can be managed in a single, unified experience, making sure I don't forget any crucial steps. I can easily share this information with the group via Microsoft Teams, so I can book this right away. A few days later, I'm chatting with my manager in Microsoft Teams, and she asks about some planned workshop costs. Microsoft Copilot interacts with Joule to retrieve the current expenses from many SAP applications, and it determines our proximity to the proposed budget. What used to take several reports to determine is now at my fingertips, ready to share with my manager, Vanessa, in an instant. These are powerful, game-changing capabilities that ensure I don't break the flow of my work to get important tasks done. AI is really changing the way we work, bringing relevant information in from several systems, and completing tasks where it's most convenient. It truly allows users to perform at their best. Thank you.
Hopefully we're doing a good job of keeping you energized and engaged. Yeah? And thank you, Megan. Listen, I'm really excited about our next guest from Microsoft to talk more about the partnership that we announced here for two reasons. One, both because we have a very strong partnership with Microsoft, and two, because for a number of years I was part of this gentleman's organization at Microsoft before I joined SAP, and I find him to be an incredibly smart and even more so humble leader, if you will. So please join me in welcoming Scott Guthrie, Executive Vice President of Cloud and AI at Microsoft, onto the stage. Scott? Really good to see you. Listen, it's no surprise that Microsoft and SAP have been partnering together for many years to help drive our customers' digital transformation journeys. And this is just another big step with many more to come in the future. Scott, thank you for being here and for the great partnership.
No, thank you so much, Mohammed, for the opportunity to join you today and really talk about the exciting announcements that we're introducing at Sapphire this week. The SAP partnership is incredibly important to Microsoft.
Scott, just before the demo, we talked about how the journey to realizing value from AI, from what the potential is, requires you to both have valuable use cases, reliable data, but an in-context execution so the adoption actually takes off. And what really excites me about this announcement is we make the adoption of AI even more effortless to be able to drive that value back to the organization, enabling people to do more in the flow of the work that they do on a regular basis, whether they're in SAP applications or Microsoft 365, I believe will be game-changing from an end-user perspective. So Scott, that's what excites me about this. What excites you about this partnership?
Well, I think Microsoft and SAP are really committed to providing world-class solutions to help our joint customers solve some of their most fundamental business challenges. And today's announcement, I think, is a perfect example of this. And the integration of Joule and Microsoft Copilot brings together the power of generative AI to unlock greater employee productivity, and is really going to help enterprises accelerate customer-centric innovation in a seamless experience. The solution will interact intuitively, so users can find information and execute tasks without leaving the platform that they're already in. And since Microsoft Copilot is built on top of the same Azure AI platform that's available to all of you, this means that you're all going to benefit from the battle hardening that we've done to support tens of millions of users and organizations with AI around the world, including access to leading models like OpenAI's GPT-4o. And this week, we're also announcing the availability of SAP AI Core on Microsoft Azure, which includes Generative AI Hub as well as Joule.
Thank you, Scott. I personally can't wait to use some of these experiences when they become available later this year. And Scott, since we have you here, alongside a few thousand of our RISE customers here in the audience and many more online, what sort of innovation in Azure can they look forward to in their transformation?
Yes, we have a long history, obviously, of supporting some of the most complex SAP customer landscapes in the world. And I'm excited to share that our new MB3 M-Series 32 terabyte VMs are now available on Azure for our joint customers to start to use. We're working with SAP on certifying them for RISE, which is obviously going to be critical from some of our largest joint customers. And we're also excited to announce that an integral part of the BTP service we offer on Azure regions around the globe, and they're fully supported as part of that. And we just announced today our expansion into 6 more regions with our BTP services. So we have more than 12 regions now around the world that they're available. And we're adding SAP GenAI Hub to 3 of those regions, empowering thousands of SAP customers to further supercharge their move to an expansion in the cloud, allowing them to build their own GenAI-powered BTP apps close to their core business systems.
Great. So many exciting announcements. Scott, in closing, we heard from a few of our marquee customers this morning, but another one that we're super proud of is Microsoft running on SAP, and you're on this RISE journey yourself as well. So can you share a little bit with this audience here about your experiences both being a customer of RISE with SAP, as well as powering a lot of our customers, our mutual customers, on this journey as well?
Absolutely. We're so excited to be able to work closely with SAP, both to move our own systems at Microsoft for managing governance, risks, compliance to RISE, and really leverage the power of BTP. And obviously, we're also running thousands of customers on RISE on Azure, including organizations like Nestle, Standard Chartered Bank, and Hilti. And I'm really proud of how SAP and Microsoft teams really work deeply together to harness the learnings for performance, reliability, and security to build the best scalable and cost-optimized platform for RISE.
Awesome. Scott, thank you for coming, and I look forward to partnering with you even more deeply in my new role.
Thank you so much, Mohammed, and thank you, everyone. Have a great conference.
And with this, I'm at the end of my section, but let me now welcome SAP's Chief Technology Officer and Executive Board Member, Jürgen Miller, to the stage to talk about our innovations in the Business Technology Platform. Jürgen?
Mohammed. Thank you so much, Mohammed. Thanks a lot. Hi, everyone. Happy Sapphire 2024. Woo! You have heard it by now. Our goal is to help you bring out the best for your business. Sinead and Megan just showed us in their demos how our different business applications can help you with that. Now, let's take a look at the bigger picture. Our end-to-end portfolio consists of modular solutions with Cloud ERP at its core. And also, you know that we offer everything around human capital, spend, supply chain, and also customer relations. And of course, on our underlying SAP Business Technology Platform. SAP BTP is the foundation and the key enabler to run your business processes end to end. It includes everything you need around application development, automation, for example, via workflows, also integration, data management, analytics planning, and AI, of course. And we are committed to helping you in this transformative AI moment by creating business outcomes that were unthinkable before. And that is why we are embedding SAP Business AI deeply in our processes and in our analytics. But as much as we all are excited about AI, we also know that AI heavily depends on data. Data that's reliable. Data that allows you to look end-to-end across key aspects of your business. And while most of our customers, you do run a majority of your processes with SAP. When I talk to you, oftentimes I hear that you have a low 4-digit number of applications overall. So that means you operate in heterogeneous landscapes. And this requires process integration and it requires data integration. We cover the process side of the house with SAP Integration Suite. And these different and heterogeneous IT landscapes that you run in are also the reason why more than 75% of the SAP Integration Suite customers use it for SAP to non-SAP integrations. And then let's come to the data side. On the data side, we launched SAP DataSphere last year. It helps you to simplify data management, whether it's SAP data or also non-SAP data. You know that we also use BTP ourselves for building applications. And in that context of a data-heavy application, we want to show you one that helps you get a holistic view of your spend data from across all data sources. That is the SAP Spend Control Tower. So let's see that in action. And for that, let me welcome Orla Cullen on stage. Orla, over to you.
Thanks, Jürgen. We continue from our previous demo where we were looking at our travel and expense spend from our kickoff meeting. So I'm the financial controller, and I want to look deeper into the company's overall travel and expense spend. So to do this, I'm going to go to SAP Spend Control Tower, a new solution that uses advanced AI features and the ability to see spend across your organization to help uncover cost-saving opportunities and discover process improvements. So I'm going to start on my dashboard, and the first thing I notice is that I've consolidated my spend across applications such as S/4HANA, SAP Concur, Fieldglass, and SAP Ariba. But I really want to keep track of the spend that was incurred on the recent kickoff meeting. So I go to my travel and expense dashboard, and sure enough, I see the travel expenses have increased after the workshop, and if I delve a little bit deeper, I can see that they're slightly higher than we originally budgeted. I can also see the main suppliers that were used, and also a breakdown of the spend by category and also by expense type for the workshop. So like most companies, we all strive to become low carbon companies, and today we want to set some achievement targets for 2040. But to do this, I need to track my emissions very closely. So for this, we're going to go to our sustainability dashboard, which show our Scope 3 emissions. What people don't know is the SAP Spend Control Tower natively integrates with SAP Sustainability Footprint Management, and this provides us with the carbon emission data we need. So here on the dashboard, I want to identify emission hotspots, but immediately I realize there is a significant amount of carbon data missing from our dashboard. But luckily, we have a brand new Gen AI capability that can generate the missing carbon emissions for us. So here now we can see a baseline report for all carbon emissions across my spend. It also estimated emissions to all categories, hierarchies, and suppliers. So now I'm able to identify the top suppliers and the top products that are contributing overall to our emissions, and I can start to take steps to address this in order to meet our 2040 target. Okay, so now we have a handle on the company's footprint for spend, but what if I want to take an even wider look at our carbon emissions across our company? For example, taking a look at our overall supply chain. So to do this, we're going to go to SAP DataSphere. And with its open data ecosystem, it is the foundation for a business data fabric. It equips any organization to deliver meaningful data to every data consumer while keeping the business context and the logic intact. So again, I want to understand the carbon emissions we are generating through our deliveries. But to do this, I need information on how much CO2 is generated by different modes of transportation. So to do this, we're going to go to SAP Datasphere Catalog. The catalog gives a single view of all the data artifacts across our system. We can use it to discover, organize, and curate the data based on our business needs. And here you can see we have very different kinds of objects, such as assets, KPIs, and data products. But what's important to mention here is it's not just SAP data sources we're looking at here. This also gives you access to trusted third-party industry data from thousands of providers. So in this scenario, I'm going to import a data product for carbon dioxide emissions from different transport types. So here we can see it has information on transport types, different routes, and the relative emissions. So next I'm going to go to my data builder, and here we can see my delivery flow coming from S/4HANA. Now I'm going to enrich this data flow for deliveries with the brand new emissions information that I've gotten from my dashboard. So with traditional dashboards and data models, we can ask very structured questions and get structured answers. So earlier we saw our sustainability dashboard with the structured information. But sometimes we want to ask open-ended questions. So for example, what areas of my business should I focus on to lower our carbon emissions? To answer such questions, we're going to go to SAP Datasphere Knowledge Graph. SAP Datasphere Knowledge Graph aims to provide organizations with a comprehensive understanding of their landscape. However, creating knowledge graphs manually from scratch is very costly. So SAP Datasphere comes to help by automatically pre-populating them using content already available in SAP Datasphere, like connections to source systems, tables, and foreign keys. So as the data is onboarded and integrated into SAP Datasphere, it automatically creates an ontology representing the relationships in the data, including the business context from sources like S/4HANA. Knowledge Graph does all of this behind the scenes and enables AI to answer complex and open-ended questions. So let's take a look. So here again we see Joule, SAP's co-pilot, and we're going to ask a question. So I'm going to ask, which delivery routes and delivery modes have the highest carbon emissions? So straight away I can see my intra-city deliveries feature multiple times. So I'm going to ask Joule another question. I'm going to ask him to show me emission by transport modes, and this time I would like to see it in a chart. What we can see here is that our intra-city routes in large congested cities are contributing significantly to our carbon footprint. So perhaps to reach our targets, we should electrify our intra-city delivery fleet over the coming years. Okay, so now we've seen SAP Spend Control Tower, we've seen Datasphere and gone deeper into Catalog, Data Builder, and also we've seen our knowledge graph with Joule. But this is just a glimpse of some of the great AI features we are integrating into our data and analytics portfolio. But there are plenty more for you to discover here this week at Sapphire. And with that, I'm happy to hand back to Jürgen.
Thank you, Ola. So now let me show you some of the latest generative AI features in BTP, like our Joule integration in SAP Analytics Cloud. You can ask Joule, for example, to explore a financial statement model. You can choose from some suggested actions, or of course you can also then ask follow-up questions. And here we are creating a financial report with the help of Joule. And Joule actually asks us for the audience and also what the report should include. And of course, that we use then as a prompt to create such dashboards. Our dashboards and data can have data point comments. And you see that there's actually quite a few already. So the controlling team always has good remarks, huh? One of them is stating that actually the operating income is reduced and that a root cause analysis is needed. So I probably should read like all the comments, etc., but I also have other things to do. So I can ask Joule to summarize these comments in the system. And actually done. That was very convenient. We can see that this concern was due to concerns over high inflation rates. But I think the world looks a little bit different now. So let's ask Joule to generate a plan with a budget 2% lower overall cost. And actually, it creates that plan, it does that, and with that change, actually we would get to double-digit operating income growth. So a good basis for a discussion. We know that the market is very dynamic and things change very fast nowadays. So we want to enable you to react even faster. And with our new SAP Analytics Cloud Compass, we help you simulate different scenarios. For example, how a lower inflation rate will impact your profitability. You can use Monte Carlo simulations for various economic drivers. And with this, without you knowing, you run tens of thousands of simulations in SAP Analytics Cloud that allow you to make forecasts much more reliable. It lets you factor in probabilities to better predict outcomes. Here, we made it a little simple. Everything stays the same, but the inflation rate varies between 4% and 6% with a normal distribution. And we see the impact on our operating profit. In the end, for example, now, I could go back to our controlling team and say, I feel comfortable that we will make 256.77 million euro operating income, and there's only a chance of 18.8% that we will underperform. And having such insights, much more realistic ones, actually help you and your companies to drive in a much more holistic, much more accurate, much more sustainable manner, and also with far fewer situations where management then needs to step in and revert to budget cuts, headcount freezes, etc. And while we are proud to deliver all these data-related innovations in BTP, we also want to remember that BTP also helps you to keep a clean core. And why is that so important? Because to have a clean core means to be innovation ready. We provide you the latest innovations with our regular upgrades. Still, you will likely need adaptations to our standard offerings that meet your company demands. And here again, SAP BTP is the answer. Let's take a look at how building extensions through BTP can help you solve very concrete business challenges. And for that, I'm pleased to welcome Cecilia Huergo on stage. Cici, over to you.
All right. As Jürgen hinted at, before we build an extension, we should ask ourselves one question. Do we have specific business needs that require us to deviate from the standard? To answer this question, the best place to start is SAP Signavio, as it provides a comprehensive overview of our business processes. For our demo, I'm going to use the new Benchmark Analytics dashboard, part of SAP Signavio Process Transformation Manager. It allows me to compare our process performance against our industry peers. I can easily see that the lead-to-cash process is not performing as well as it could. To find out more, I'll click the Initiatives tab and go to the one related to lead-to-cash. Here, the issues collected by our process analyst are grouped in so-called insights. Let's open the first one related to sales orders. It shows that 12% need additional manual effort. And as we look closer, we see that the delivery block is not removed automatically after a customer pays an overdue bill. Now, a delivery block can be set for multiple reasons, depending on customer-specific configuration. We only want to remove it automatically if payment has been received. This means we have an automation opportunity. The second one is related to billing. Through process mining, analysts have identified that many high-value bills will be invoiced following the regular billing cycle. If the company were to send out these bills immediately, it could increase liquidity. This means we need to adapt the standard billing process. So to answer our initial question, we do have specific business requirements that deviate from the standard. And that's exactly why we need to build custom extensions. The good news is that we can do this in a cloud-ready and upgrade-stable way by using SAP Build and ABAP Cloud. Let's get started. First, I want to automate the removal of the delivery block check after an overdue bill has been paid. By using the new Build extension wizard, I can start the extension project directly from SAP S/4HANA Cloud. I'm going to create a custom process, and then select business event as my trigger. And here I can find the related business event, which is journal entry created. I'm just going to copy paste a description, a project name and a description. Perfect. And then after a quick review, I can create the extension project. And from this step, I can launch SAP Build Process Automation. If I open the project, as you can see, the trigger that we selected is already added. From here, and thanks to our low-code portfolio, we can continue to extend and build the process easily while keeping the core clean. But for now, let's turn our attention to the second insight, the one related to high-value bills. In this case, we want to modify a highly integrated business process of the SAP S/4HANA Cloud Core. To do so, we'll use ABAP Cloud and build an on-stack extension following our clean core approach. Specifically, we need to create a custom business object that will maintain different billing limit values for different customer groups. These criteria will be used to issue certain bills outside of the standard billing cycle. I've asked my colleague Rachel, an expert ABAP developer, to record a quick snippet of what that would look like. In Eclipse, where she has ABAP development tools installed, she can use Joul's ABAP developer capabilities to create the custom business object. She can simply follow the new GenAI-based wizard and add her prompt in natural language. As a result, she'll get a list of the ABAP repository objects that will be used for the transactional application. And after a quick publish and preview, thanks to the power of Joule, we have a fully functional SAP Fiori application that will help us address our second insight. And she also provided a screenshot of what it would look like after adding some data. Here we can see the customer groups and the related amounts. These are just two examples of how we are simplifying building extensions for SAP S/4HANA Cloud. First, by starting your extension projects directly from your business context with the new Build Extension Wizard. And second, by leveraging Joule to generate ABAP Cloud business objects and accelerate custom development. Now, let's imagine that we finished and deployed our extensions. How would this impact our IT landscape? Are these changes even visible? To answer these questions, we'll turn to SAP LeanIX. With the new SAP Landscape Discovery feature, we can see all our SAP Cloud and on-prem systems. And later this year, we'll also be able to see extensions built on SAP BTP, like the new process automation that we discussed earlier. And it will also be possible to link these extensions to fact sheets and catalogs. But that's not all. With our AI Copilot Joule, we'll also be able to find reports, fact sheets, and more with just a few clicks. So for example, I am going to ask Joule politely to find the reports that show which applications support our key capabilities and also indicate how they are built. And here we go. As we can see, Joule not only finds the report, but also provides the link to open it directly. And we see it here with the extension that we also linked. So I realize that I shared a lot of information in just about 5 minutes, and you can certainly visit our demo booths on the show floor to dive deeper into all of these innovations. But before I go, let me try to summarize the most important takeaways. You can easily find improvement opportunities, realize the needed changes while keeping your core clean, and have an up-to-date view of your IT landscape thanks to the combined power of SAP Signavio, SAP LeanIX, and SAP BTP. With that, back to you, Jürgen.
Thank you, Sissy. That was great. We have just seen how, with the help of Signavio, of LeanIX, and BTPs, the extensibility and enterprise automation capabilities, they let you turn process insights into actual process improvements. And this allows you to run your business at your best. Like 24,000 plus companies that are already running live on SAP BTP. I just want to highlight two of them. One is Blue Diamond Growers. They are the largest almond processor and marketeer in the world, and they have chosen SAP BTP. With California providing over 80% of the world's almond supply, Blue Diamond represents over 3,000 growers and an export into more than 100 countries. And you can imagine how important it is for them to scale automations at an enterprise level. But for that, of course, they also needed to first understand what are the bottlenecks, where can we make processes more efficient. And just like Ceci showed in the demo, Blue Diamond also benefited from SAP Signavio Process Insights and SAP Build Process Automation. They created dashboards for over 40 different business process flows, identified more than 100 indicators, and over 500 long-term opportunities for innovations. Another great example comes from Lufthansa Technik AG. They are a leading provider of aircraft maintenance, repair, and overhaul for civil aircrafts. And they faced a major challenge, automating a complex logistics process for defective parts. And this process involves managing transportation, custom clearance, compliance with regulations, and also where certain parts could be repaired. And the manual handling of transactions between 10 different applications made it even more challenging for them. Lufthansa Technik solved that challenge by implementing SAP Business Technology Platform. It provided them with the necessary integration capabilities, analytics, and also development capabilities. They also adopted SAP Build Process Automation within a short period of time, thanks to its low-code, no-code capabilities. And as we just saw in the demo of Ceci, this can be done very easily. And for Lufthansa Technik, the outcome was that they became 40% more efficient in their process. Let me repeat, 40% more efficient in their process. Their teams can now automate data tasks across their SAP and also non-SAP systems, reducing manual efforts, errors, and throughput times. And for Blue Diamond growers, for Lufthansa Technik, and tens of thousands of other customers, SAP and SAP BTP are the best choice. And with generative AI embedded across our solutions, we help you deploy relevant, reliable, and responsible business AI. And we are bringing more AI enhancements to BTP itself. For example, in our integration suite. With our generative AI-based generator, you will be able to create integration flows for SAP and non-SAP applications. In this example here, you can see how easy it is to generate an integration flow between SAP and here a tax authority in Peru. And instead of building the logic from scratch, you can ask AI to do it. You provide a simple description of the integration scenario, you insert the systems to be connected, and the integration flow is created. And this will, of course, improve productivity a lot. Another AI feature in this context helps you identify unusual API traffic. The system continuously observes what happens, and it tells you what to do when certain anomalies happen. For example, traffic increase or latency increase is detected. And it provides you with insights how to investigate the root cause, and it comes up with suggestions on how to solve the issue during operations. So that will also save you a lot of time. And the power of Joule also does not stop here. Very soon, you will be able to enhance Joule using SAP Build. This will allow you to create custom skills and more content for your business needs. And you can integrate them into Joule. So you can let Joule learn new skills by accessing and interacting with your applications, such as S/4HANA, SAP Ariba, or non-SAP systems. And the best part is that Joule can directly act on its new learnings and take action in your ERP or any other SAP system. So let me give you a sneak peek of Joule extensibility today. We are here in S/4HANA, and you can see how Joule is asked to provide supplier recommendations based on specific criteria, like delivery performance and the company's sustainability guidelines. But actually, Joule is unable to help with that request as data is missing. So it suggests you creating a new custom skill, which can be done in SAP Build, part of BTP. And here, the skill is being created by connecting with the supplier list from SAP Ariba, historical delivery records from S/4HANA, and the newest sustainability guidelines. And now, when prompted again, Joule can actually recommend the best suppliers, like you also saw in the keynote this morning. And it can also create the related purchase order in S/4HANA. Isn't that amazing? And of course, this is just one example. You will have specific needs, and soon you will be able to extend Joule in ways that make your company even more efficient. So stay tuned for more updates on this later this year. So this has been a lot of input. Sinit, Megan, Orla, and Ceci demonstrated what you all can achieve with our latest innovations. And Mohammed and I, we showed you how you can transform your business with RISE or Grow with SAP, how you can bring out your best with our end-to-end portfolio, how you can be future-ready with SAP Business AI, all powered through the SAP Business Technology Platform. So the future is here, and it's defined by those who innovate first. And we are here to give you the right tools at hand such that you can be a leader, not just today, but also tomorrow. And to close it out, let me get back to where we started, our co-founder, Hasso Plattner. Hasso Plattner wrote a farewell email to all employees, and he wrote, "Keep innovating, keep pushing boundaries, and keep making a difference in the lives of our customers and the world at large." And with that legacy and with that vision in mind, we are building applications and technology at SAP to serve you. So enjoy SAP Sapphire. Thank you very, very much, and take good care. Bye.
Thank you for joining us for this keynote. We invite you to stay and join us at the SAP networking reception.